that we need our transition word graphic organizer, or I'm sorry, our transition word anchor chart, okay? You guys each have one of these. I gave them to you guys a while ago, so you should have it in your yellow folder. This will help you pick which transition word you're going to use on your rough draft, on your graphic organizer. Okay, so let's pick, I'm going to have you guys, I'm going to pick a stick. I'm going to go over my facts that we came up together, okay? And then I'm going to pick 3 people to tell me which fact we should put on, that we should include in our writing, okay? Because we only need to do 3 of these. We don't need to do all of them, just 3. Okay? So the first fact we came up with was the longest swim by a polar bear was 9 days. So the subtopic is, how far can polar bears swim in the ocean? Okay. The next one is, the polar bears take baths in snow. Okay. So this is really cool because this is all about how they keep clean. The next one is the weight. Their weight is between 900 and 1,600 pounds. That is really big, right? Hold on, I need to mute my phone. There we go. Okay, so there's the subtopic here. How big are polar bears? How much do they weigh? And then here, US, Canada, Denmark, Norway, and Russia signed an agreement to protect polar bears. So the subtopic here is, how can we protect the polar bears? This is very similar to the swimming one that we did up here. They swim up to 100 miles. So they can swim up to 100 miles. And the last one is the adult bears have no predators. Okay, they have no predators. Okay, so I need to pick 3 of these to put on my graphic organizer. What is the first one we should talk about? I'm going to pick a stick. Emily, what's the first one I should talk about in my writing?
The one that swims up to 100 miles.
Okay, so they swim up to 100 miles. And we can also include this fact too, right? That the longest swim was by a polar bear was 9 days. Because those 2 go together, right? So we could put those both in that one paragraph. Miss Kendall?
Miss McAllister.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I just was remembering, though, that we talked about swimming 100 miles in the beginning sentence, in the topic sentence. So I don't know if we want to include that one again.
That's
we might want to do something
right.
different.
I forgot about that. It is in our topic sentence. So we don't want to put in our introduction, we don't want to put this in one of our facts because we already talked about it. Thank you, Miss Kendall, for remembering that. I did not remember that. Yeah. So let's pick another fact, Emily. What's another fact? We could talk about this one then, Emily. Do you want to talk about this one instead? The longest swim by a polar bear was 9 days?
Yeah.
You want to do that one? Okay. Because that's different. It's the same subtopic, but it's different. So the first thing I need to do is I need to go to my transition word anchor chart. I need to find a transition word to use. Which transition word? Should I be looking at the one that says beginning, middle, or end? Which one should I be looking at? Oh, that's a blank one. John, which one should I be looking at?
The beginning.
Yeah, so I need to find, I'm going to look at the different, not all of these transition words are going to work. Some of them are for narrative, okay, for a narrative writing, so we might not be able to use them. But these are the ones we can use. First of all, that would work. So first or first of all. So which one should we use? Dakota.
Yeah. We should use the one where they did a thing where we should use the one where They agreed to protect the bears.
Oh, that was the fact, Dakota. We're doing the transition. Which word should I use for my transition word, Dakota? First or first of all? I'm giving you 2 choices.
First of all.
First of all, okay, cool. Okay, so now that I've picked my transition word, I'm gonna write that. First of all, but I don't want to tell my fact yet. I don't want to tell my fact. I want to tell them what I'm going to talk about. I'm giving them a little glimpse. I'm not telling them the fact yet. So first of all, what kind of sentence can I come up with where I talk about swimming? I introduce them to the fact, but I don't say the fact yet. Does anybody have any ideas of what I could do without telling them the fact? Go ahead and just raise your hand. I can't see everybody, so just raise your hand on the screen. So click the little hand button. Isabella.
You can maybe ask it as a question.
Sure, you could ask a question. So first of all, can you think of a question I could ask to introduce them to my fact?
How long can you swim for?
Or we could say, do you know how many days let's see, how many days it took a polar bear to swim the ocean for, or something like that, right?
What about, did you know polar bears are great swimmers?
Ooh, that's a good one. I like that. First of all, comma, did you know polar bears are great swimmers? So I'm not telling them the fact yet. I'm leading them into it, right? I'm giving them my subtopic. My subtopic is that they are great swimmers. Okay, so I'm not telling them the fact. Now I can tell them the fact. My fact was the longest swim by a polar bear was 9 days. I need to put that into a nice, I'm going to call it a juicy sentence, a nice juicy sentence. Rosie's here, right? I can't see everybody on my screen, so. Rosie, are you here today, honey?
She is not.
She is not, okay. How about Mariah? Mariah, let's put our fact into a nice, complete, juicy sentence. So here's our fact. Do you have any ideas, Mariah?
Maybe the longest a polar bear has ever swum was up to 9 days. Is that cool?
Isn't that cool? I love that. So you changed the sentence a little bit more. So you weren't copying exactly what this says, right? So say that to me one more time. The longest
a polar bear has ever swum.
Okay, the longest a polar bear has ever swam, past tense, right? Swam, is 9. I might even change it. What if we put 9 long days?
Long days.
Yeah, because it probably really was long. 9 long days. And then I'm going to stop it there, right? I'm going to put my period because that's the end of my sentence. And then you ask the question. What was your sentence, Mariah?
Is that cool or not?
Oh, okay. Is that cool or not? I love that. Good job, you guys. We just did 3 sentences in our first subtopic. That is so amazing. So you guys did a great job on that. Let's do the next one. So now we need to pick another fact. another fact to do. But first, we need to find our transition word. So I'm going to pick, hold on, it's my jar. You guys see I'm randomly picking. Avi, is Avi here?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, okay, so now I'm in the middle, right?
Yeah.
What transition word should I use next? I could do then, next, also would work. Second would work.
Also seems kind of good because it's like also, and then you say the actual fact.
I love that. Okay, so let's do also. Okay. I did this one, so I'm going to check that off. And we already talked about that one in our introduction. So now I have 4 facts that I can choose from. Hunter. Which fact should I do next? Should I do the polar bears take baths in the snow? The weight is 900 to 1,600 pounds. We can talk about how the different countries protect them, or the adults have no predators. Which one should I do?
I think it should be U.S., Canada, then
You want to do the protection one?
Mhm.
Okay, perfect. Okay, so Hunter's picked our fact. I'm not going to tell them our fact yet, right? I'm not going to tell them yet. I need to lead them into it. We're going to talk about our subtopic first, okay? So what should I say? Also, does anybody have any ideas of our next sentence? See Isabella's hand. Does anybody else have a hand up? Dakota.
Also, did you know that?
That would be the fact. Yeah, I see. I heard where you were going with that. But keep thinking about it. Let's see.
Okay. Also, did you know that most of the countries decided to protect polar bears?
Ooh, I like that, because we're not telling them the whole fact. We're kind of leading them into it. That's awesome. Okay, so also, did you know that, how about that many countries? Does that sound okay, Dakota? Okay, that many countries, did you say help to protect polar bears? Is that what you said? Okay, help to protect polar bears. Awesome, you guys. That is perfect. I love that. Okay, now I need to tell them my fact, right? So, I already did Hunter. Evelyn M. Now I need to tell them my fact. Let's try and put this one in a sentence, Evelyn M. U.S., Canada, Denmark, and Norway, and Russia signed an agreement to protect polar bears. Can you give me a sentence for that? A nice, complete one? Are you there, Evelyn?
Polar bears are protected by.
Ooh, perfect. Ooh, stop right there. I like that. I don't want to forget it. Polar bears
Are protected by Canada.
Okay, polar bears are, hold on. Let me think about this again.
What about the countries that help protect polar bears are?
Ooh, yeah, that's good. What do you think, Evelyn? Do you like that?
Canada.
Okay, good. The countries, how about that signed an agreement?
Yeah.
To protect polar bears are, and then we get to list them. The US, Canada, Denmark, and I spelled that wrong. That's okay, because I'm gonna do we're gonna edit later. Norway and Russia. Awesome. You guys are getting good at this. Okay, now we're on our last and final fact, our last one. We need to start with, I'm going to check that off so we don't use that again. My transition word, where is Anthony here?
I didn't see him. And guys, I know it's past 9 o'clock, but we're going to be patient and we're going to finish this up before we leave, okay?
Oh, yeah, my sweets. If I'm doing a live lesson, I don't need you guys to put in there what time it is, okay? Does everybody understand that? Okay, thank you. That's using our patience tool. Okay. Our last transition word. What is our last, which one should we use? Evelyn S. Which last, so Evelyn S, I could use finally, lastly, to sum up, in conclusion, you could use at last. We could use any of those actually. Which one do you want to use, Evelyn?
At the end.
At the end, okay. At the end, or in, how about in the end? In the end, I like that better. Okay, we need our last fact. Our last fact. Yulissa, which one should I use? I have, and Yulissa's here, right?
Let me look.
Yep, she is. She's on the bottom there. Okay, so Yulissa, which one should I use, honey?
Weigh is between 900 and 1,016 pounds.
1,600 pounds. Perfect. Okay, so now we're talking about their weight. I'm not going to tell them their weight yet, but I'm going to tell them my subtopic. What am I talking about? Avi, what can I use? What kind of sentence can I do before I tell them the fact? Can you think of a sentence?
I can't really think of a sentence because that's always the part that I get stuck in writing. So
Okay, well then let's do it together. Let's do it together, okay?
Okay.
So in the end, what am I talking about? What's my subtopic, Avi?
Polar bears.
Well, no, what was my fact that we chose?
The weight is between 900 and 1,600 pounds.
Good. Okay, so what's my subtopic is their weight, right?
Yeah.
Uh-oh, let's make sure that we are not in the chat box right now. Okay, go ahead, Avi. Let's say, in the end.
In the end.
Don't tell them the fact yet. Just tell them something about weight, their weight. We're going to lead them into the fact. Polar bears what?
So, Avi, is it safe to say that 900 pounds to 1,600 pounds is really big? That's a lot,
Yeah.
right? That's
That is a lot. So how?
You could say something about how big they are.
Yeah. We could do a question like we did on the first one. Did you know?
Yeah, like you could kind of compare like how normal people, how their weight is also. You could say.
Okay, so compared to like humans, did you know that polar bears weigh a lot more than humans? Something like that?
Yeah.
Okay, I like that. Did you know polar bears weigh a lot more than humans? I'm gonna do exclamation mark. No, I can't because it's a question, but I wanted to. Okay, now I'm gonna do my fact. I'm gonna write it down. Okay, Royce, it's my fact. My fact is that their weight is between 900 and 1,600 pounds. I need to put this in a sentence, a complete sentence. Everybody's eyes are focused on my screen right now. I see people, they're playing with stuff on the side. Thank you. You there, Royce? Can you unmute? You can type on, hold on. All right, well, I'm going to move on. Lily. And I don't see Lily here. Okay, next one. I already did Hunter. Violet.
Let's say
Give you some think time. You're really good at this, so I think you can come up with something nice. Royce, I had to move on, honey. Now I'm on to Miss Violet's gonna help us out on this one. How about the polar bears? Let's start with polar bears.
sounds good.
Okay, polar bears what?
Polar bear's weight is between 900 and 1,600 pounds.
Good, I like that. Okay, polar bears weigh between 900 and 1,600 pounds. And then I might add a little sentence after that. Like, isn't that amazing? Or can you believe it? Like something that really grabs my reader, right? Do you like that? You like that, Violet? Isn't that amazing? Good. See, I did my 3 facts. I didn't just state the fact, right? I didn't. No, I expanded that. I gave them more. I did my subtopic. I led them into my fact before I told them my fact. Okay. All right, guys, I'm going to stop recording now.
For the last fact too, you could ask, can you